what's going on? Welcome to another live edition of Real Fans Real Talk. We got a lot to get to today. Eric will be joining me in a couple of minutes, but I wanted to get the live up and going. So we're gonna start rocking out, and Eric will just join us in just a minute. But I did want to get the live started because I see the questions coming in, so I definitely want to get to everybody's questions, or we want to get to everybody's questions. But yeah, Eric will be on in just a minute. He just messaged me. He's getting his internet together, so we're gonna rock out in just a second. I'm gonna just drop the video for you guys from the dunk contest while we wait for Eric to get in. What's going on, people? Eric just hit me up. He's having a little bit of technical difficulties with the internet down in DC. So I'm gonna start going through these questions next. I know we got a lot to get to. The Olympics are going on right now. I know you guys been watching Team USA. Of course, the NBA Summer League is going down. I've been hearing messages and seeing messages about Bronny James for the past week. So we're definitely gonna talk about the NBA Summer League. And WNBA, they got a big check. I see you guys in the comments. So we definitely gonna talk about their new deal. I think it was $2.2 billion. Shout out to everybody in the building tonight. Okay, Eric said just give him a few minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna start it off. Let me scroll back up to the top. First of all, shout out to Ron Charles. Let me see. Ron Charles says, rather see a Chiefs three-peat or Lamar winning his first Super Bowl. That you got to ask Eric that question. We're gonna bring that question back when Eric gets on the live, because you know what I'm gonna say. I definitely want the Ravens to get a Super Bowl championship. Lamar is my guy. That's my favorite player right now. Y'all see the Ravens hat in the background right there. You know, I went down, Eric and myself, and we went to that Ravens Colts game this past season. We're going to do Ravens Eagles this year. So I'm always going to pick the Ravens. However, I do like Patrick Mahomes, and it would be dope to see the Chiefs three-peat. Because that would just be crazy if the Chiefs could pull off a three-peat. But I'd rather Lamar Jackson get his first ring than see the Chiefs get that three-peat. But when Eric comes on, I'll bring that question back up. Keep them comments coming in. Let me see. Let me go to this one, because y'all see I got my Giants hat on today. How should Giants fans feel about watching Hard Knocks? Well, I mean, definitely disappointed with everything that went on. With the way they handled the Saquon Barkley situation. Saquon is definitely a fan favorite in New York. He's been that since he got to the Giants. I mean, he's pretty much been the Giants' offense since he's been in the league, realistically, because you guys, how disgusting our wide receivers have been, since Saquon has been in the league. So I would definitely, I didn't like how that played out with the upper brass and how they handled that situation. But we gotta be hopeful, man. We gotta hope the Giants can bounce back and and get back to the Super Bowl champions that they are. We still, I believe, got the fourth most Super Bowls in NFL history. So if we can just get back to that, I think we'll be good. But we got a little ways to go before we can get back to that point. Well, what's good, brother? What it do, baby? See you out there. We're waiting on Eric to get on. He's having a little bit of technical difficulties, but he should be on soon. As soon as he comes in, yeah, I'll bring Eric right up. But let me get back to these questions. Shout out to Kyrie Thompson. Jet Super Bowl contenders with Devontae Adams going to be reunited with anybody. It would be Aaron. Yeah. I mean, I thought they would have been Super Bowl contenders last year with Aaron Rodgers on the roster. I mean, that's a game changing quarterback. So if you're telling me you're gonna have that roster plus Devontae Adams on it, they're definitely Super Bowl contenders. They just need to stay healthy. If they can keep Aaron Rodgers healthy, the Jets got just as good a chance as anybody. And then if you're saying they're gonna add Devontae Adams to that lineup and to go on the other side of Garrett Wilson, who has been one of the better wide receivers in the NFL since he's been in the league, then yeah, they definitely have a chance to win a Super Bowl. So I would love that. I saw I didn't see the whole interview, but I saw clips of the Devontae Adams interview with Unc and him talking about just the difference with like the little nuances and having Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback as to what he's been dealing with the Raiders. So I know he would love to team back up with Aaron Rodgers. I would love that for the Jets for New York period because I think they would have a legitimate shot at the Super Bowl. Shout out to Imani. I see we gonna get to Team USA in a little while. I'm gonna try to go through these NFL questions, and then we'll get to basketball. Let me go to Kyrie's next question. Should Nick Sirianni be on the hot seat? Sirianni dismisses Eagles reported interest in Belichick. I'm not gonna say he should be on the hot seat just yet. I mean, they only two seasons removed from being in the Super Bowl. They went back to the playoffs last year, and they did have DeAndre Swift was good, but they had a lot of things going for them 2 years ago that they didn't have this past season. And again, I think they're still a playoff team. They just need to stay healthy. They had a pretty good draft, so I think I don't think he should be on a hot seat as of yet. But if this season doesn't end with them at least in the championship game, then yeah, then maybe I'm saying it's time for him to get on a hot seat. But again, the Eagles have been one of the better teams in football for the past couple of seasons. So you got to give. Give these coaches a little bit of a chance. It's not like if they were losing, if they missed the playoffs this past season, all right, you want to put them on the hot seat. I get it, but other than that, no, man, you got to give them one more season. Let's see what happens, and then we take it from there. All right, let me go down. Shout out to Xavier Andrews. Roger speaks about missing 2 OTs. Days. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is one of the elder statesmen in the league. So I don't know if he needs to be out there, for all that time. Aaron Rodgers need to just be ready for the season to play football this season and try to stay healthy. We don't need Aaron Rodgers doing nothing extra, nothing more. Just stay healthy for the Jets. And like I said earlier, they have a legitimate chance at winning the Super Bowl if Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy. All right, let me see. I see we got one more. Oh, here we go. Al Nash. What's going on? Shout out to Al Nash. Should Jordan Love be the highest paid QB? I don't know if that was like a trick question, but no, Jordan Love should not be the highest paid QB in the NFL. I think he's a good young quarterback, but he hasn't proven much of anything that he should be the highest paid quarterback in football. I mean, we saw with C.J. Stroud did last season. I don't think he had that type of a season. So no, I don't think he should be the highest paid quarterback in football. He's got a lot more work to put in. He should just be focused on getting the Packers back into the playoffs. Try to go on a little bit of a run in the playoffs, but I don't know. Highest paid quarterback? No, I don't. I don't think Jordan Love should be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. I don't think Jordan Love is in the top 5, so definitely not. No, he should be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. All right, but I do like this next question from Al Nash. John Harbaugh, Lamar Jackson can become best QB in NFL history. Will Lamar be an all-time great QB? Um, I don't know about being the greatest QB in NFL history, um, because that's gonna be based off a resume. And although he does have the individual accolades, he does have 2 MVPs. You're gonna have to win some Super Bowls before what I'm saying you could even be in that conversation. And as of now, Lamar Jackson has a long way to go. And there's someone who was playing right now who already has a resume that Lamar Jackson would have to run miles to chase to even try to catch up, and that's Patrick Mahomes. And then what I'm saying, when you look at the other all-time great quarterbacks, Joe Montana, Peyton, there's a lot of resumes that he would have to surpass in order to be the best quarterback of all time. Obviously, we know who the GOAT is, Tom Brady, 7 Super Bowl championships. So, to even be in that conversation, I would say you would have to have at least 4 Super Bowls to even be in the greatest QB in NFL history conversation. At least 4. Excuse me, at least 4 Super Bowls. And as of now, he doesn't have any. Them adding Derrick Henry definitely helps a lot with that, but you still gotta win one first. So that one I would say is a long shot. Now, being an all-time great quarterback, yes, I believe Lamar Jackson will be an all-time great quarterback once his career is said and done. Because now he's got his second MVP. He also, he's young enough. He has time to get to a Super Bowl, to win AFC Championship games, to build on his stats, both passing and rushing stats. So yeah, I think by the time his career is done, he will be an all-time great. And just keep in mind, not a lot of players have 1 MVP. Lamar Jackson already has 2 MVPs, so he's on that path to be an all-time great. He just needs to stay healthy and continue to build every season on what they did the last season, and then eventually he would, he's gonna need to get a championship. So if he can, if he does that, yeah, I think he'll be an all-time great. Yeah, well, let's go. I'm getting all the football comments out the way now because I know y'all gonna be ready to talk basketball ASAP. So let me get all these football comments out the way, and then we'll get to the WNBA, and then we'll talk Team USA after that. All right. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Will says write it down, take a picture. The Giants will be drafted number one, and Shador will be a Giant. Well, I have no problem with that. I don't actually. I would love for that to happen. I would love for the Giants to be able to draft Shador next season because I think he's going to gain so much experience this season. Now, this being the second season, you know, in a power conference. So I would love that. I would love to see Shador go to the Giants. I think he would be great in New York. I think New York would embrace him. And then now it's like if Shador is there, now we're talking, and we can kind of start to build the offense around him. I'm looking forward to seeing what Colorado does this season, how Shador improves this season as well. But yeah, I think that would be dope, Will, if we could draft uh Shador this coming season. All right, let me go back up top. Let me start getting to these WNBA questions. Let me start up. Let me shout out to Pooh. Pooh, what's going on? The WNBA USA women's team played the WNBA All Stars, coached by the GOAT, Cheryl Miller, and USA lost. This is the second time Marika 34 points, 8 threes, 6 assists. She got left off team and killed the asses. She did exactly what she was supposed to do. And I don't know, for some reason, I was feeling like the WNBA All Stars were going to get this win. Just because, all of the one, Enrique not making the team, and I believe being second in the league in scoring this season, and her not making the team, her being an all-star. Obviously, the people that felt like Caitlin Clark should have been on the all-star team, or Angel Reese. I knew they were gonna. I knew they were gonna come to play basketball, and that's exactly what they did, and they got the W. Enrique definitely should have been on Team USA, but you know what? I mean, I don't know if how much moral victories actually mean, but I think this one means a lot just because, and even though Caitlin Clark didn't have her best game, but there were a couple of ladies on this squad that people felt like could have been, could have made the All Star, the Team USA, and didn't make it. So for them to get that W, that's definitely a big moral victory for those ladies. But yeah, it was a great game. Shout out to the WNBA All Stars on that one. Let me go to Pooh's next comment. Angel Reese had a double-double, and Caitlin Clark shot bad. I think she had 10 assists. This was the most exciting All-Star game. Yes, it was the most exciting All-Star game. The game was incredible, first and foremost. Like I said, I mentioned Caitlin Clark didn't have the best game. She did have 10 assists, which I believe was the record. I'm sure if that was, I think it was the rookie record for in an all-star game, the 10 assists. But six points. She was out there, I believe. I want to say 2 for 9 from the field, and 0 for 7 from 3. So no, she definitely did not have a good game, but thankfully, Enrique and the rest of her teammates stepped their games all the way up, and they were able to get that win. Big shout out to Angel Reese. I was a little tight. I can't, I was in my feelings a little bit that Angel Reese didn't get to start in the All-Star game, but she had that double off the bench, 11 points, 11 rebounds. Shot pretty well from the field as well. So big shout out to Angel Reese. She's showing it. She's definitely showing improving. So congratulations though to the woman. Let me go to Kyrie's comment up here. Hold on 1 second. When is Caitlin Clark ever going to get hot and hit logo threes like in college? I think we're all waiting for that, Clark. Um, I mean, she has the range to do it, but again, one thing that people don't think about is in college, she may have a couple of nights where she's going to be guarded by the best of the best of the best. But in the WNBA, damn near every night you're going to be guarded by the best of the best of the best. And especially, I mean, would you just in with the All-Star game, I mean, you're playing against Team USA, so you are being guarded by the best of the best. So doesn't surprise me. Now 0 for 7 from three, that is pretty bad. But again, you're talking about the ladies that made the Team USA roster, and with the exception of Diana Taurasi, who's just it was more so the elder stateswoman in the situation. They all did deserve to be on Team USA. Obviously, Enrique is one that we felt should have been on Team USA as well. But for the most part, yeah, these women deserve to be on Team USA. So you have one of the best in the WNBA guarding Caitlin Clark, and pretty much on a night in and night out basis. You have some of the best defensive players, the best players guarding Caitlin Clark. So it's not gonna look as easy all the time as it is in college. Now we've seen she's had games this season where she's put up 25 plus points and she's knocking down the three from all over the court. But there's going to be a lot of games where the woman that's defending her is a top defender. This isn't college, so don't be surprised if we don't see logo threes every night. At least not right now. You know what I mean? As she gets more acclimated to the league, and really starts to understand the game at the pro level, then yeah, we may start seeing more of that because she definitely does have the range. All right, let me go to this next question. Shout out to Lene Chanel Jones. Wasn't it great to see the GOAT Cheryl Miller coach the WNBA team? Don't it seem like Cheryl over the last year or two has been outside more, doing more? Y'all should reach out / DM Cheryl. You never know, she might come on. I love Cheryl's energy. We definitely have DM Cheryl. So if she, and we would love to have Cheryl come on the show. We Eric and myself both acknowledge that we feel like she is the GOAT. As well. And yes, it was dope seeing her coaching the All-Star, WNBA All-Stars. She has been outside more. She had the surgery, I believe, not too long ago. So I guess since then she's definitely been outside more, and I love it. She's a big part of the history of women's basketball. Just based off of what they were able to accomplish in college. So yeah, we've definitely reached out. We would love to have Cheryl on the show, and if we can get her, we definitely gonna bring her through because I know you guys will have a whole bunch of questions for her. Let me go to Curry Thompson's. When is Caitlin Clark ever gonna get hot and hit logo? Oh, I'm sorry, we got that one already. Hold up 1 second. There was one other one. Let me go back up to the top. Okay, here we go. Let's go to this one here. Shout out to Pooh. The WNBA got this the one. This was the bag. We definitely want to talk about this. The WNBA got a $2.2 billion 11-year deal, national media rights package deal. Cheryl Miller says that's a low ball. Agree or disagree? Okay, so I feel like I don't know if it's a low ball offer or not. So the thing is, right, women's basketball has in 2 years really taken off. Okay, like I'm talking about complete. You know, they just jumped all the way up. Large part. You know, part of that due to the collegiate level and what's been going on with the young ladies in college. You know, that storyline with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and then Paige and Juju and the stars being born right before our eyes in women's college basketball. Then the other part of that is the ladies in the WNBA have been stepping their game up every year. Shout out to the champs, the aces. But the WNBA, the ladies in WNBA have been stepping their game up consistently as well. But again, it's only been 2 years, realistically, right? In accordance to how long the WNBA's been in existence. So, is it a low ball offer? I don't know. I don't know, because again, if we're just basing this off of the last 2 years, maybe they should get a little bit more. But again, the WNBA has been in existence for a very long time, and it's seemingly like just over these last 2 years, it's been the hot topic. So, and again, 2.2 billion is actually a lot of money. I mean, 11 years is a long time. I think the problem is the amount of years that the deal is for. Okay, because I do believe that the WNBA is going to continue to level up, because you have stars that are you have stars already in the league. Okay, you have your Stewies, you got your Asia Wilsons, now of course the young ladies, Angel and Caitlin Clark. So you have your stars already in the WNBA. But then you have an incoming class of stars that are going to be coming in within the next, couple of years, because we're going to get Paige, who's already a superstar. She's like America's darling. Then you're gonna get Juju right after that, who Juju could possibly be better than all of these young ladies. So, the WNBA could, they could turn up faster. They could outperform this contract, which is 11 years. So that part of it, yeah, 11 years is a long time when you look at the growth over these last 2 years. I told you guys a couple of weeks ago before the season started, I called our guy down at the Barclays Center because I wanted to get some courtside seats to watch the Liberty play, and he's like, "Nah, man, tickets are sold out." So I definitely get it from that standpoint. If we're basing it off of what's been going on these last 2 years, but again, listen, I just want the women to excel. So 2.2 billion is a lot, but I do think they will outperform that contract though. Will says that deal is just right. The hotness the WNBA is currently on is going to fade. That's inevitable. They're going to need stuff to happen, like better players than Angel and Clark to come up, and they need Staley. Well, again, they are going to have better players that are going to come up, because again, Juju is coming. So she's going to be in the WNBA soon, and the thing is, Will, it's not just about the talent. It's also about the star power. That's the key here, is that we're still generating a lot of star power on the women's side on the collegiate basketball. So as long as they continue to pump out stars, and you still have these ladies around the league continue to building that brand, they could definitely outperform that contract. But either way, shout out to the ladies on getting that new deal. Let me go back up, because I think there was a couple of more WNBA questions, and then we're gonna talk Team USA. We're gonna talk Bronny, because I know y'all been waiting to talk about Bronny. Let me see. Okay, you know what? I guess we can go into the men's, and if I find it, I'll go back to it. Oh, you know what? Let me go to this question first. Actually, shout out to Kevin Carter. Kevin Carter says, Who's you all's rookie of the year at the midpoint of the WNBA season? Um, Eric and I, before my vacation, we kind of had a debate about this one. He kind of went with Caitlin Clark. Obviously, I went with Angel Reese. I'm still sticking with Angel Reese. Shout out to her. Listen, they were on the same team, and obviously Angel Reese had the better game against the elite of her peers. Being able to get another WW and Caitlin Clark not having a good showing. But you can argue for Caitlin Clark, you can argue for Angel Reese, but my pick is definitely Angel Reese. I just think her breaking the record and then setting the record again for most double doubles, not only as consecutively, but not only as a rookie, but the record period. Again, having another strong showing in the All-Star game. I'm going with Angel Reese. But if you got Caitlin Clark, I can't be too mad at you. Tyson, we're gonna talk Bronny James in just a second. I see the comment is coming in. Shout out to Hoopballer Scoop. I'm gonna get to that Sebastian Telfair comment as well. Let me knock out. We're just gonna go in order. Let me see. Okay. You know what, Tyson? I'm gonna take your other Team USA question first, and then we're gonna get back to Bronny. This USA team isn't living up to expectations. Their last two games versus Sudan, LeBron had a layup at the end today. Bron scored 11 in the fourth. They just don't click for it. You know what, though? I like the keyword there. My main man King James, because I know y'all be having things to say about my man LeBron James. But you see who they got carrying that flag. You see who's been leading the way for them. But again, this is just exhibition. Even though I would feel more comfortable if they were running these dudes out the gym. I believe in the Sudan game, they were like 15-point favorites or something like that. I forget the spread. But yes, I need to see a lot more from these guys. But again, in the Olympics, it's not just about the talent level, it's also about the chemistry, which is one of the things that where the rest of the countries around the world have an advantage, with the exception of maybe Canada, because a lot of those guys are actually NBA guys as well. But when you're talking about all the European countries, Asia, Africa, those countries, they're playing together every year, so they already have a chemistry that's unrivaled. When you talk about Team USA, yes, everyone is a superstar, damn near on that team, with the exception of maybe I would say 3 or 4 guys. Everybody at this point damn near is a superstar on Team USA. But we know from what we've seen in the NBA, it's not just, let's throw 5 superstars together and automatically we're going to win 82 games and an NBA championship. It doesn't work that way. Excuse me. Didn't work that way for the Nets in Brooklyn with Kyrie, Harden, and Durant. Phoenix didn't work that way. You know what I mean? Miami only won twice out of the 4 years that their big three was together. So you can't just throw superstars together just because they're superstars and think, everything is just going to be perfect from the gate. And you're playing against teams that have been playing together for years upon years. Our stars don't play in the world tournaments. They just don't do it. They're not going to do it. Our superstars are waiting for the Olympics. That is all. So they're not going to have that chemistry that these other countries have. And the other part of that is the talent level is getting closer and closer and closer every year. We're seeing more international players in the NBA, and we're seeing more international players as the best players in the league. Right now, the 2 guys that are arguably the best in the NBA right now, neither of them are from the United States. And if you want to even break that down and expand and go into who's in the top 5, there's a couple more guys that aren't from the United States. So the field is getting better every year. This thing is getting closer and closer. And then they have the edge chemistry wise. And we know from watching teams here in the NBA play how important that team chemistry is. Let me see what Kyrie said. This team lacks a pure point guard. We're getting no fast breaks. I agree, and that's why I would have preferred them get Jalen Brunson to fill in for Kawhi than Derek White. I'm disrespected to Derek White, but I feel like Jalen Brunson should have been that pick because he could definitely run that offense for them and fill that void. So I do agree with you on that one, Kyrie. Let me come back up to the top here. Okay, there we go. I said this USA team is missing a playmaker. Yes, it does. Kyrie missing a playmaker like Magic Johnson was on the 92 Dream Team. He was pushing the pace and setting folks up. This year, don't run. I don't know why. Yeah. Again, that's why I would have liked to get Jalen Brunson on this team because I feel like he could have been a guy that does that. Because again, even you have your point guards, you have Steph is there, but Steph is not really a playmaker. Steph is just the best shooter we've ever seen in the history of history. But he's not a floor general like that. LeBron is doing so many different things. You kind of want to have that point guard who can just facilitate the offense like a Magic. I mean, I know they've had like Chris Paul in the past. But yeah, they are missing a playmaker. Now, do I think they're still going to win the gold? Absolutely. Yeah, I don't have a doubt in my mind. I believe they do. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Brunson did break his hand. I forgot. You're right, Kyrie. I forgot all about that. Well, then that's a tough one then, because then listen, you got to have these point forwards doing what they do. But again, I think Team USA is going to be just fine. I think they win the gold. And we're gonna put all of this nonsense to bed about who's the best in the world. We go to Wrong Charles. 2024 USA team can't beat Dream Team 2 right now. And Kerr says Curry, Braun, and Embiid are locks in the starting lineup. Who should be the other 2 starters? And it's Kevin Durant missed. I mean, if KD ain't there, you damn straight he gonna be missed. If you got Embiid, Braun, and Curry, I would put AD in there, and depending on the team that we're playing, I would go Booker or Holiday. If we're playing, well, obviously Luka's not there because they got bumped out. But let's just say you were playing the Slovenian team, I want Holiday starting so he can guard Luka. If we're playing Canada, I want Holiday starting so that he can guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So we definitely have options with that one. But that would be my starting 5, either one of those 2. But I would have AD in the starting lineup as well. And those 3 guys should be locks to start: Embiid, Braun, and Curry, because those are the best at their position. Let me see. They will win gold. They will win gold, but we want to do it in dominant fashion so this team can at least be a top 5 USA men's team ever. Okay, so the thing is, one right now we're just exhibition play, so we got to actually see once the games start how they're going to play, right? But see, one thing that this roster has against them is, again, you can't compare what they do in comparison to what the Dream Team did, because the talent around the world is 1,000 times better than the talent that the Dream Team played against. Like, those dudes were horrible, respectfully, but those dudes were horrible that the Dream Team played against. There's no comparison to the level of talent that this Team USA is playing right now. Like this, you got to think, right? You have two of the last three MVPs of the NBA are playing for other countries right now. So the talent level is, there's a huge gap. So I can't really compare them to Dream Team because again, every Olympics, this thing gets closer and closer and closer and closer, and eventually it's going to be, spread across the board. The more influx we get of international players into the NBA and they dominate and are some of the best players in the league. I mean, just go to the top 10 right now. Who's ranked in the top 10 right now? Half of those guys are international players. So the talent level that you're playing against is gonna be completely different. They're not gonna dominate like the Dream Team. Okay, so we gotta get that out of our minds. I say, I mean, they're going for 5 straight gold medals. Just compare them to the Team USA from the last Olympics. That's the closest we're going to get because within those 4 years between all of these Olympics, the talent has gotten so much better. Let me see, but the 92 Dream Team at the ages still wins this gold medal. Maybe not about 44, but maybe 20. I can't say that. I can't say that because if Jokic is the best player in the league, right? If people are going to argue that Jokic is the best player in the league, then no, I can't see that. I can't say that even by 20 is a lot. Like we're basing this off of the Dream Team basically playing against a bunch of nobodies. Like those the people that they played against were mainly in awe of the team, the Dream Team. All right, there was like no whatsoever, no type of competition whatsoever. Okay, I can't say that the Dream Team is going to win by 20 points when you got teams that now are of NBA level talent and also have the team chemistry to go along with that talent. Because I don't think there might not have met anybody from the Dream Team that's actually in the NBA, and definitely not anybody who they played against that was elite. Now you go to these countries around the world right now. You got some of these teams got 4 and 5 NBA players on their team now, and 2 of them are elite NBA players. So it's definitely a lot different. I don't know. I know we want to have a time machine and maybe this and maybe that, but I don't know about no 20 points is a lot. Dream Team bigs, Dave Robinson and Patrick Ewing, along with Malone and Barkley. Mind you, they all was 28 years old. I mean, we got Joel Embiid on this team. You got Anthony Davis on this team. I mean, to be honest with you, and I love David Robinson and Patrick Ewing, but I think Embiid is better than both of those guys healthy, to be honest with you. And Karl Malone, one of the greatest to do it, but I'd still take Anthony Davis over Karl Malone. And it's not just me. This is from us having conversations with NBA players. Rest in peace to the late great Anthony Mason. When we sat down in his home to do the interview with him, and he spoke about Karl Malone and how good he was or was not. And one of the things that he said was, when Stockton was on the court, he was hardest to guard. But if he wasn't out there with him, then it was a whole different Karl Malone. So I don't know, man. And Team USA got some 28-year-old. They got some young guys too out there too. So I don't know about the 20 points. 20 points is a lot. I still think they would win, but 20 points is a lot. That's a blowout every night. Well, says change up the starting 5 is ludicrous. You need continuity and flow. KG being out. Yes, it is. That is. Kerr's trying to be political. This team needs a starting 5 and bench unit. Yes, I was trying to help you out here. Well, but yes, multiple pauses. Thank you for that. No Diddy. But yeah, that KD being out changes things. Um, but I think we do need to have a five that they're gonna go with, and then have the rotation ready and set. I mean, the way Anthony Edwards is playing, though, I might have to change my mind and throw Anthony Edwards in that starting lineup though, because he been doing this thing as well. So big shout out to him. Let me see what else we got up here. Let me go back up a little bit. Hold on 1 second. Let me go. Okay, let me go. Let me go to Imani's comment. This USA team sucks overall right now. But you know what? I will say the other countries have gotten better, but not to the point we should have to win games in the last 2 minutes. I think maybe they should have the training camp week before. On paper, they up there with the best, but their chemistry is not there. And that's it. You're absolutely right, Monty. You are absolutely right, and that's one of the things I was trying to say. Like, yes, the talent has gotten a lot better. It's a lot closer than it was. And the chemistry is not there. Maybe them coming in a week earlier could have probably helped with that. Um, you know what I mean? But regardless of that, we're here now. Whatever they need to do, they need to do it and get it done, because the actual games are going to start very soon, and they need to be ready for those games. Shout out to Dion Hope's page. He says, and on the USA team, people got to remember LeBron James had two good finishes, but he's still about to be 40, and Curry is 36, and KD is 35. So, and these were just preseason games. Now the games get real. They do get real, but I'll still run with those three guys over the field any day of the week. I think they still get the job done. Yes, correct. Game starts Sunday. Get your tape decks ready because it's definitely going down. Um, Will says 92 Dream Team versus now it's completely different. You had dudes asking for exactly. Thank you, Will. 92 has expanded the game globally. Horrible take, all due respect. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you can't compare right now to the Dream Team. Like they might as well have just been on the court by themselves, basically. Like that's how bad those guys were in '92. We're talking about, 20 years. Like at some point the talent was gonna start to catch up, and you could actually thank the Dream Team for the talent catching up because of how bad they were beaten. So, but yeah, I just don't. The comparisons, it's hard. Like I said, if you want to compare them to the Olympic, the USA team from the previous Olympics. I think that's the best comparison that you're gonna get. Let's see what else we. Oh, you know what? Yeah, let me go to Kyrie's comment. TNT will match NBC's $1.8 billion media package bid, meaning the return of the TNT crew is still in play. Yes, it is. I did see that today. I'm excited. I mean, because I'm a nostalgia guy, so what I'm saying. Just seeing these guys. Shout out to Angel, man. Appreciate you checking in with us. Just the nostalgia of things. I I like those guys. I think they have. If you want to talk about chemistry, those four gentlemen have a great chemistry. They're hilarious. They know the game of basketball. You know what I mean? The MVPs, the NBA champions, they have decades upon decades of experience and knowledge. And they're one of the best on television. So I'm glad that they'll be, there's a good chance they'll be back, period. And back on TNT. I'm all for that. We're gonna have to bring Will up to talk about Bronny. I haven't had a chance to check out the TBT games yet. the alerts have, because I get the emails. I'm like, so I get the games and the scores and whatnot, but I haven't had a chance to actually see any of the games just yet. I'll try to do that this week because I know it's about that time. All right, let me see. Yeah, Pool. Let me just throw Pool's comment. What y'all think about this sorry ass USA men's team? Exactly. They have no flow right now. They got to get it together. Al Nash, people, please stop comparing this USA team to the Dream Team. It's not better than Dream Team 2 or 2018. LeBron, Curry, and Durant older, but this team looks a mess. Again, you cannot compare them to the Dream Team. It's not a good comparison. Okay, so that's the issue there. We gotta first stop that comparison. You cannot, you're never going to be able to compare another USA basketball team to the Dream Team because no one will be able to dominate the way the Dream Team did because the rest of the world has caught up to the United States. Now, USA, I believe, is still the best. We still overall have the best players. USA has the best players, but the field has caught up to us. All right, so no, you cannot compare them to the Dream Team. Tyson, the Dream Team will always be the standard that Michael Jordan was at his peak. Yeah, okay, all right. Because now I don't want it to feel like I'm trying to disrespect the Dream Team, but again, you cannot compare that. They had no competition whatsoever. They did what they were supposed to do. You play who's in front of you, but they were playing against nobodies. Like nobody from any of them countries was going to make an NBA roster. Okay, probably wouldn't even made it on the big three. All right, that's how bad they were. It's not happening. So we just got to stop that comparison. You want to compare them to the Olympic team from the Olympics previous. That's it. That's the only way that you can compare them to anybody. All right, let's talk Bronny James Summer League thoughts. I'm called a hater, but to me, he isn't an NBA player. They got hype after a 213-point game, but your thoughts? I mean, first of all, I always say I don't judge. I give rookies 3 years in the league before I say whether they shouldn't be in the league or they should be in the league. Bronny James has played 4 games. He had 2 bad games, 2 good games. So if we basing it off of that, then yes, he is an NBA player. He should be in the league. Okay. Now, we also have to realize Bronny James was the 55th overall pick in the draft. What is it that you want from this kid? What is it that you want him to do? Okay. What did you, if any player who's ever been drafted at the 55th spot in any NBA draft, what did you expect for them to come in to the league and do? You don't expect any player drafted at number 55 to come into the league and be an all-time great. The expectations that some of you guys have on Bronny James is just crazy for a player who was a 55th round pick, who a lot of people say shouldn't have got drafted, right? But this last 2 games, he's showing he's getting better with every game. He definitely deserves to be here. He'll show improve. And I tell you one thing, the kid is definitely box office right now because for all the people that were talking about his the contract that he signed, that was how it was fully guaranteed and all of that. Well, guess what? He's sold enough jerseys to cover that salary already. He has the highest selling jersey right now, so it definitely was worth the investment. All right. Let me see. Let me go to some of these comments. The host of the show, are you a LeBron James fan? Your vibes come off like you don't want to go against him. Maybe I'm wrong. I am a LeBron James fan, but I mean, at the end of the day, The kid played 4 games in summer league. He had 2 good games and 2 bad games. So does he not deserve a shot to be on the roster as the 55th player in the draft with based off of what he did in the summer league thus far? People were talking about the Jalen Green comments where he said he's not an NBA player. But then when they pulled up his summer league games, Bronny actually had a better some first 2, and those were his bad 2 games. And Bronny had better numbers than Jaylen Brown, than Jaylen Brown did in his first 2 games. So I mean, we gotta be realistic and we gotta be fair. Okay, we can't judge a player based off of 4 summer league games and say whether or not they are an NBA player. Because guess what? The kid that got drafted number 2 in the draft was horrible throughout the summer league, and that kid was drafted 2nd overall. And ain't nobody talking about that. But I get it. Bronny's a storyline, so we got to talk about Bronny. But I do believe that Bronny is earning his spot. His dad put it on him. Didn't his pop say he was better than a lot of NBA players? I mean, he might be better than a lot of NBA players, but a lot of NBA players ain't that good. But no, he's got to show and prove, realistically. We got to see him on an actual NBA court first. Like, you cannot judge based off of 4 summer league games. At least, like, we haven't even seen him play through the All-Star break just yet. Like, let him how about we just let him play, and then we circle back. You know what I'm saying? But I get it because it's Bronny James, so we want to talk about it. I'm saying a lot of people want him to fail. You know what I mean? Or we don't like it because there's some nepotism involved and this and that. Whatever your reasoning is, Bronny James is critiqued harder than the number 1 draft pick in this year's draft. Like, come on, Hoopball's cool. So what do you think of Jaylen Brown's comments and his girlfriend saying he'll be in the G League for sure? Again, that's not what you're talking about. Jaylen Brown, okay, his comments. But I also watched Gil's podcast when they brought up the fact that Jaylen Brown's first 2 summer league games, his numbers look worse than Bronny James. So if we were basing those decisions off of 2 summer league games, then Jaylen Brown shouldn't be in the NBA. He shouldn't be an NBA champion right now because his first 2 summer league games were worse than Bronny's. All right. All I'm saying is let's sit back and watch. You cannot base whether a player belongs in the league off of 4 summer league games. Like, that's just not enough to make a serious decision about who belongs where. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to put some of this effort into looking up the guys that was drafted top 10 in this draft, or the lottery picks. Let me know how those guys are doing, because I can tell you right now, a couple of them guys is not doing well. Yo, Wallace, come on, man. Let me putting all my story out there like that. Yeah, so I am a LeBron fan, all right? Like I said, you see my man King James carrying the torch right now and holding it down at 39 for Team USA, all right? But let me get these last couple of comments out the way, and then I'm going to get ready to get up out of here. Oh, let me take a minute. Bowling for Peace is July 28th. It's going down, the baseball game. It's going to be the Bowling for Peace celebs versus the NYPD. Let me pull up the actual information so I can give you guys the actual location. It's going down at Randall's Island Field 46, 35 Central Road, Randall's Island Field 46. The Youth All-Star Game is going down at 11 o'clock in the morning. The Home Run Derby, which Real Fans Real Talk will be sponsoring. We're giving out some more money, guys. We ain't giving out 500 this time like dunk contest, but we're giving out $250 to the winner of the Home Run Derby. And then at 3 o'clock, it's going to be the Bowling for Peace All-Stars versus the NYPD. So if you guys are in New York City, definitely pull up. This is a free event. This is a charity event. You're going to see some celebs out there. The community is going to come out for this one. Shout out to the NYPD for the officers for coming out as well. This is going to be the third Bowling for Peace versus NYPD baseball game. So if you're not doing anything, definitely come out and support. Big shout out to H2O and the entire Bowling for Peace family. Don't forget. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to that comment in 1 second. I think Eric had his having trouble with the internet in DC. His internet is down right now. He texted me. So I'm gonna run through these last couple of questions. Let me go back. I did see the Sebastian Telfair question up here. What's that question at? Oh, here we go, right here. Yep, I got you. Did you all get to see what Sebastian Telfair said about Kobe? Oh, on Black TV about him not being at the clubs, but he had females. First of all, why you bring that? And y'all see him and Steven Jackson's back and forth. I didn't see the back and forth with him and Steven Jackson. I did, however, see the comments that Sebastian made. Yeah, that was a bit much. You ain't have to let the cat out the bag like that. Whether or not that man ain't here no longer to speak on that. Rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. Whether or not it's true, that man isn't here to speak on that. Now, on the flip side of that, though, I do gotta be be unbiased on this one. There was a time when Kobe snitched on Shaq, but I know everybody don't want to talk about that. But there was a time when Kobe snitched on Shaq, told them boys he should have just paid him off like Shaq does. So you know what I mean. But me, no, I'm not gonna do that. Whether he's here or he's not. First of all, it's breaking God code. You don't be out here putting no other man's business out in the street for the world on any platform, let alone Vlad TV. So nah, I'm not with that, man. That was I thought that was out of line. Because at the end of the day, Kobe was married when he died. It's not like he was single. If he was single, then maybe I'd feel a little bit differently about it. But he was still a married man, when he died. Rest in peace again. So you can't do that, man. That's a bit much, man. Just keep that as. Listen, you want if that's the barbershop talk, or you just with the boys, and you want to tell a story like that, that's fine. But you don't go on nobody's platform and start talking about another grown man's infidelities. That ain't cool, man. You out of line for that, Sebastian. Sorry, man, but you definitely out of line. Let me see. But I'm gonna definitely check out the back and forth with him and Steven Jackson to see what actually went down with that one. I gotta check that out. Shout out to all the supporters. Really quick, make sure you guys are following us on all our social media: Instagram, Twitter @RealFanTalk, Facebook.com/RealFansRealTalk. And of course, subscribe to that YouTube channel, YouTube.com/ForTheFansProductions. And if you're not in the New York City area on Thursday nights, you can't watch us from 8 to 9 p.m. on Verizon 43. Don't worry. You can still watch us from anywhere in the world. Just click on that website, RealFansRealTalk.com, and click that red button on the homepage. You can watch from anywhere in the world. Also, make sure you guys are subscribed to both the Real Fans Real Talk and the Sanchez Show podcast. New content dropping every week for you guys. Big shout out to the supporters as well, man. I appreciate y'all. On the later on a Monday coming and rocking out with us. Definitely appreciate you guys for that and all the interaction, all the comments that you got coming in. We're gonna be in studio very soon. So we're gonna try to do another live in studio with the guests for you guys. But I'll definitely keep you guys up to date on that when we actually do that. We got to set a date when once Eric can get to New York. So big show. So make sure you guys stay tuned in. Check the Instagram, the social media, because we'll post up when we're going to be in the studio. Just in case you aren't on the live. With that being said, though, I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here, and I will get back with you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Eric should be back with us next week as well. And once again, if you are not busy, pull up, man. Come out and support the community. Come out and support the youth at the Bowling for Peace. This is going to be the third annual celebrity charity softball game. It's going down on Sunday, July 28th. Once again, the Youth All-Star Game is at 11 o'clock, and the Real Fans Real Talk sponsored Home Run Derby is going down at 2 o'clock, and then finally at 3 o'clock is going to be Ballin' for Peace versus the NYPD. This is actually the tiebreaker year. Ballin' for Peace won last year. NYPD won the year before that, so this year is going to be the tiebreaker year. So definitely come out, pull up, support the community. It's free. Okay, come out, have some fun, and support, man. We got to support our youth. We got to support our communities. We got to do more, people. So come out and support if you are free this weekend, Sunday, July 28th. Well, go ahead. Appreciate you. Well, what it do, baby? All right, man. For myself, Trip Young, and my co-host in his absence, Eric Sanchez, aka Legend in Two Games. I'm up out of here. Peace.